Do you deal with the lack of confidence? Your self-esteem may be at an all-time low, your negative thoughts take over, and you're left with insecurities that you don't know how to get rid of? What if I told you all you have to do is sit down, sit still, and be present, and it will all go away?
Well, not really, but it sure does help.
Meditation has been around for several thousands of years. Its origin is most likely from India, but recently has gotten more mainstream and more people are learning about its many benefits, even me. And I was curious if one of those benefits could possibly be improving one's self-confidence.
For the last 30 days, I have been meditating every single day as a way to see if it would help my self-confidence. It's a little challenge that I set up for myself to start off the new year. And so far, it's been honestly awesome. So in this video, I'm going to show you what exact meditation I do, how my experience with that meditation has been, and also my top 3 key takeaways of how meditation has helped my self-confidence. Kind of just like what I learned out of doing this whole experiment. Okay, so first up, what did I even use to meditate? You honestly don't need anything to meditate. You can just sit down for 5 minutes and just focus on your breath on your own without any guidance. But for me, I love doing a guided meditation. It just helps me so much. And so for this process, I actually ended up using the Headspace app. It's a wonderful app. And I actually found a 30-day course specific to self-esteem, which was perfect for this. And basically throughout the course, you do different meditation techniques, and they give you kind of tips and tricks while you do it that focus on self-esteem and confidence. So the first part of it was just focusing on your breath, and then it moved on to a visualization technique, and then for the last 10 days you did a more advanced meditation technique about letting your mind be free. I'll actually share a link for a free 30 days to use the Headspace app that you can click on in the description box. I get nothing out of that. I just hope that you take a chance and like try meditating, especially if it's your first time and you've never done it before. This app is amazing for beginners, and it has like such cute animations and a cute style, and just it's great. It's a stellar app. I highly recommend it. I'm actually gonna make a coffee while I share my experience of meditation. Nice. So I'm actually not new to meditation. For about like 4 years ago, I got really into it, and I actually did like a 100+ day streak of meditating every day. But since then, that was like a while ago, like 4 years ago. Since then, I haven't really been in the habit of doing it. It's just, I don't know, I think I just didn't prioritize it until now. And I'm really glad that I started this year with this challenge, because I forgot how great meditating really is and how much of a difference of such a small thing can make in your life. Like, I literally only do it for 10 minutes a day, but it makes a really big difference. And for me personally, I enjoy it. Never feels like a drag to do. But with that said, like, it's still very hard. It's something that, you know, doesn't really come intuitively, especially if you're someone that always has a lot of thoughts running in your head, has a very specific way of talking to yourself. Like, it could be very challenging, but I think it helps to know there's not like a right way to do it. Like, you just try it and you try your best and you just show up every day to meditate. And it really just makes a difference. So to give you a little bit of insight into like what the meditation is actually like, at least the one that I've been doing for the last 30 days, I'm gonna cut to a day, a morning that I actually did a meditation, so enjoy. So I'm gonna give you a little snippet of what the meditation is actually like. Today, I'm actually on day 25 of my meditation course. I have not missed one day this month, and I'm really proud of myself for that. I try to always do it in the mornings, but sometimes my mornings get busy, so I will do it right before I go to sleep, but just find whenever works best for you and your schedule. Maybe link it up to another habit that you do every day, so that you are consistent and you don't forget about doing it. But basically how it works is I'm just gonna press play and listen to Andy, the narrator, talk, and kind of follow the instructions and just sit back, listen, and enjoy.
Hi, and welcome back to day 5. Now, the last couple of days we've been talking about this idea of kindness and having a kinder mind in terms of the nature of thought itself. As always though, just getting comfortable in the chair, on the floor, wherever you're sat right now. And starting out, just some nice big deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And with the next out breath, just closing the eyes. And as you bring the attention now back to the body, you just gently open your eyes in your own time.
Awesome. It always feels so much more peaceful when you finish. So at the end of the meditation, there's usually a little quote that they kind of share with you, and they share how many minutes you've meditated so far and like your run streak. And the quote for today is, when you find moments in your day to practice letting the mind be free, do it with the idea that it's for everyone. So today's little lesson was actually really perfect and awesome. It was just about like meditation doesn't just help you, but it really helps like those around you and those struggling with you. Like you can just do it for them as much as you do it for yourself, because like the effects that it has on you will outwardly see it like how you affect other people and how you interact with others. So I thought that was really, really sweet actually. But yeah, that's basically what I do every time I meditate, and I only meditate for 10 minutes. I really think that meditating every day for like 3 to 5 minutes is so much more beneficial than like meditating once for 20 minutes every other week. So even if you find just a few minutes of your day, like you could change the amount of time in each session, like how long you want it to be. You want it to be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So it's really personable to you. I have 5 more days of this meditation to do, or this course, but I'm hoping that I keep this habit after the 30 days, and I really enjoyed it, and I remember what it feels like to actually practice meditation every day, and it's awesome. So I am a couple of days away from completing my 30 days of meditation, and you may be wondering, has this experiment actually helped my self-confidence? Well, yes and no. I do think I need more than 30 days to see the impact that this meditation can actually have on my life, but I think meditation has been the best start in this self-confidence journey. Meditation is all about changing your perspective about yourself and your thoughts, and I have gotten a little bit better at doing that, but I think as I learn and grow and am more of an expert in that perspective, it will be so powerful in my journey to self-confidence. But there are 3 key takeaways that I learned that I do want to share with you. So in every session, they actually share a little bit of wisdom, and then at the end of the session, they share a quote. So these are the top 3 quotes that kind of made the most impact on me. The first one is, our identity, our storyline is created by what we repeat. It becomes what we believe. This one's very true, because the more that you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I will never be able to do that, I am not smart enough. Like the more that you repeat those things to yourself, the more you're gonna believe them. And the same goes with the opposite. Like if you keep telling yourself and repeating to yourself like, I'm smart enough, I'm good enough, I deserve this, you are gonna eventually start to believe it, even for a little bit. The second one is, if you view self-criticism as part of your identity, it will be harder to overcome. I fall into the trap of this one all the time. I always identify myself as being a certain way. Like even with the self-confidence, like I've never identified with being confident. I've always identified myself with not being a confident person. So when you identify yourself with something like that, if you learn or are trying to not be that way, like I'm trying to be confident. So when you identify yourself with these things and you're learning to say like be confident, you actually don't even know what your confident self is like, and that's kind of scary. So when you really identify with being a certain way, like say you identify with being messy, like if you're just a messy, disorganized person and you start to try to be a clean, organized person, you don't even know what that is like, or like what yourself being a clean person would be like. It's just so much harder to make that change, because you're like, no, I'm just a messy person, I'm always been a messy person, this is who I am. So same thing with the self-criticism. If you view that as your identity, like I'm always self-critical of myself, that's just who I am, it's going to be really hard to overcome and not be that way. And the last one is, the idea is not to try and change the thoughts, but to change our perspective of thinking.
I love this one. The reason I love this one so much is I had sort of an epiphany when I read it. I was like, it made me really think, because I always believed that in meditation, the goal was to just not think, to remove those thoughts, to just be really zen. But in reality, like what this quote showed me, is that it's more than that. It's more about changing the perspective of these thoughts that come up. Overall, I do think this month of meditation has been so helpful for me. It really has improved how self-critical I am of myself. And not only that, but when I am self-critical, I don't put as much worth into it, and I don't attach myself to it as much. So I really do see this month as a success. So if this meditation stuff interests you even a little bit, like, I really do suggest you try it. Again, as a reminder, I have that 30 days free of the Headspace app, but honestly, you can use any meditation that you find online. There's so many free resources. And if you liked this video, if you enjoyed it even a little bit, please press the like button, be sure to leave a comment, and also subscribe, because I have so many more of these self-journey videos that I want to put out there, and it just really motivates me to see that people are actually watching them. So hopefully see you next time, and bye.